Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about an update on next year's cars, a Mercedes meeting that's been revealed, as well as Christian Horner. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me and exit James's pit lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with next year's cars, and as we know they're going to be completely different because of new regulations around the power unit and the chassis. Now today, Formula 1 and the FIA have shared a new impression of what the next generation of cars should look like in the upcoming years, and have published renders based on the recently updated technical regulations, and you can see these on screen now. And basically the cars feature slightly smaller dimensions with a 200mm shorter wheelbase and a 100mm narrower chassis, and a marginally lower minimum weight of 770 kilograms. And in my opinion, I think the next generation of cars look really cool. I hope this is what they end up looking like. Now, as part of this, Formula 1 has moved to simplify the names of the core elements that make up the new 2026 rules. Basically, a new range of terminology has been agreed that will be used to label some key aspects going forward, and they fall into 4 categories, and one of them is overtake mode. Basically, when drivers are within 1 second of a car in front at a specified detection zone, they will be allowed to deploy extra power around the lap to help them pass a rival ahead. Then you've got boost mode, and this is the regular use of battery power that has been harvested by the energy recovery system. Then you've got recharge, and this is when the drivers are recharging their battery with recovered energy. And then you've got active aero, and this is the movable front and rear wing elements that will be used to adjust drag and downforce levels at various parts of the track. But let's move on to Mercedes, where Kimi Antonelli has revealed a meeting that happened midway through the 2025 season. Now, as we know, this was Kimi Antonelli's first season in Formula 1, and it started well for him. I mean, he finished P4 in Melbourne, then you had the Miami Sprint, where he took a sprint pole position. But then Antonelli had a really tough European part of the season. Yes, Mercedes did introduce a suspension update, which did not help things, but yeah, Antonelli really struggled during the European part of the season. And then in Monza in September, he had an off in FP2, which left him on the back foot, and then he slipped backwards at the start and was left off the pace, finishing 9th behind the Sauber of Gabriele Bortoleto. And now Antonelli has revealed he held a post-Monza meeting with Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff and race engineer Peter Bonington, which transformed the rest of his campaign, with Antonelli telling Autosport, "During that difficult period, I lost my direction a little. There was a lot of frustration, and I started thinking too much about the final result. Every time I got in the car, I put a lot of pressure on myself and didn't focus on driving well. After Monza, there was a meeting between me, Toto and Bono, and after that meeting, I told myself that I had to reset and start from scratch. They told me straight to my face what they thought of my performance, especially at Monza, but it was constructive criticism that I took on board in a positive way, and that helped me reset and made me determined to say, okay, now things are going to change." And they did change, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, in the second half of the season, Antonelli put in some really strong performances. He was getting back on to the podium. A really strong performance was in Brazil. I mean, he had Max Verstappen all over the back of him for P2, but Antonelli held on to that P2. But let's move on to Christian Horner, and as we know, following the British Grand Prix in July, he was sacked as the chief executive and team principal of Red Bull Racing, but he has been linked with a move back to Formula 1, and yesterday I briefly spoke about a potential move to Alpine. Basically, Dutch publication De Telegraaf reported that Horner is eyeing up a position at Alpine with the support of a group of investors. But let's go into more detail now. So basically, Otro Capital currently holds 24% of the shares at Alpine. And basically, several high-profile athletes and other celebrities are associated with Otro Capital as investors, including boxer Anthony Joshua, golfer Rory McIlroy, and Hollywood actor Ryan Reynolds. But should Otro Capital be looking to sell its shares in Alpine, it presents an opportunity for Horner to get back into Formula 1, and Racing News 365 say that De Telegraaf wrote that Horner did not decline, that talks are being held with Alpine, but that he refused to comment further. And for Horner, if he manages to get into Alpine, it could be a good move for him. I mean, it's based in the UK. Alpine are going to have Mercedes engines from 2026, and it's been widely speculated that Mercedes could have the best engine from next year. But the race say that it's not even clear right now if a deal is even ready to be considered by Otro, let alone terms being discussed. Otro may decide that it wants to stick rather than twist with its investment, in which case there would be no route in for Horner in the short term. And the race interestingly went on to say sources suggest that while in the weeks after his dismissal from Red Bull there was a steely determination to be back on the pit wall as soon as possible, his mindset is slightly different now. From obsessing over watching every track session in his first races out, it is understood that Horner has actually mellowed a lot and is enjoying time with his family and having a break from the intensity of F1 after so long on the road. This means the preference is not on rushing into the first opportunity to return, but instead waiting for the right one, and with a mindset that if it does not happen, then he can reflect on an already successful career. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.